Hello, and welcome to another episode of Rehabilitation Hospital of Indiana's Foundation's RHI. These are stories of courage, hope, attitude, and inspiration. And today we have, and a thank you to our sponsor, Wilson Q. Winningham, can't forget that. Today we have Natalie and Joe Faudree and Stuart. I think our camera person gets Stuart in there. That was good. And what makes this family so great, not only because they have a dog, of course, because it's all about the dog. Sorry, focus. No, they have been able to take advantage of a lot of, been involved in a lot of the programs here at RHI and take advantage of a lot of the services and some of the, again, programs that the foundation has had a direct impact and has supported and funded. So I just want to kind of touch on that in the beginning. So BICS, which stands for Brain Injury Coping Skills, up at NRC, which is now Northwest Brain Injury Center. Joe, you've been involved with Dr. George Hornby in the walking study, right? And you're doing Back to Driving, where they come to your home, and also Voc Rehab up at Northwest Brain Injury Center. So I want you guys, if you don't mind, just how you came to RHI, just kind of and touch on all those things and how long you were here.
I came here, I didn't know no better. I didn't know that I was coming here.
So in October of 2017, Joe had a stroke. His son found him unresponsive, and we were able to get him quickly to St. Vincent Hospital, and he was there for several weeks in an ICU. And at the end of him starting to get better, they came to us and said that he needed to go to acute rehab. So at that point, lots of options were put in front of us, and we didn't really know where to go with it, not knowing many people or knowing about the different programs. But I bumped into Holly Vance at St. Vincent, and she gave us a little guidance and was able to show us what acute rehab looks like and had highly recommended RHI. So we came over here, and that's where we ultimately chose, and it's been the biggest blessing for our family and for Joe ultimately.
How long were you guys at RHI, and what unit were you on?
Unit 3 and almost 2 months, about a month and a half.
Yeah, so we were with Dr. Carboni and Rachel Milstead, who were fabulous, and then he was able to take advantage of doing different therapies. So he had speech therapy with Shannon, and Rochelle was occupational therapy, and Jenny was physical therapy, and they really pushed him. That was exactly what he needed, and they pushed him. He had his own goals, but their goals were even higher, and so it was great to see that they really pushed him beyond what he even thought was possible.
Well, going on along those lines where you said could go even further, that's kind of the premise of Dr. George Hornby's research. You want to talk a little, I know you were a participant, so he pushed you. What did that look like? What did that therapy or that research?
It was a lot of walking, and when I was inside, it was easy, and then they'd take me outside, and that was hard. But then they put me on their treadmill, and that was hard. I would walk as fast as I could for like 15 minutes, and then I'd take I'd have a little break, and then I'd do another 15 minutes, and it was hard. It was.
That's that piece of equipment that's back there in research, right, in Dr. George Hornby's area. And then, but could you believe that he was working it, but you were doing it.
Yeah.
Right? You were able to.
And it helped immensely.
Yeah.
It was night and day going in and then seeing the progress, with the intake assessment and then the outtake. It was huge to see the growth that he made, and he felt successful. Like, that was ultimately, he would come out and he's like, I did really good, I beat my time. So it was great to see that he was feeling those successes that we see every day, but he doesn't always see.
Right. And then, let's see. So, so then you were from here, so you got discharged, and then?
I got discharged, then I went to NRC, and I was there for about
A couple months.
and I went from I left here in a wheelchair, and as soon as I got there, like a week later, like you're gonna get out of that chair. So they're like, don't come back in the chair, and I was like, okay. So, but it just takes time, and when I was there, I could see I knew I was getting better. I knew I was getting better, but I didn't. But it was their own time.
It took time. It took time to get better, and so many times we want to get better right away. We left here with overcoming huge obstacles, and then by the time we got to NRC, it was great for him to continue to work with OT and PT and speech a little bit, but he was continuing to see growth, and he did ultimately get out of the wheelchair, and he did ultimately get rid of the walker and the cane, and which was awesome. So he continued to thrive even with NRC supports, and then was discharged from there as well.
All right, and then I know you guys are doing back to driving.
Yeah.
So you said they come to your house.
They come to my house. They pick me up, and I get in the car, and I have a lift-footed gas and a steering knob, and the other day I drove for like 2 hours.
Oh, good for, all right.
And
oh, awesome.
And I did okay, but there's I get the gas and the brake messed up.
Yeah, but you're learning. You were saying that you're doing left foot driving, and
Yes.
that's not something
Yes.
that we all do, right? So we're going to give you some grace
Back
on
with
that.
It was his first
Oh,
class.
Yeah, no, but that's great. Been out there for 2 hours, and then it's kind of got ahead of myself here, but you also did the BICS class up at NRC, which stands for Brain Injury Coping Skills, and that is a I don't know, how would you count? It's not really counseling, kind of like a group learning experience. It's a group learning experience that was funded through the Dr. Lisa Thompson Fund. You guys want to talk a little bit about BICS? I know you both went through BICS. It's a family experience. You take the whole family through it.
Going through it, they tell you, you find out what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong with you.
How the brain injury affected you personally.
And I learned. You learn a lot as far as why you do something and why you do this, and I learned a lot why I do stuff because of my brain, and the other people that's in the class, you have the same.
Everybody had a brain injury, but they were different kind of brain injuries.
And everybody, but you see, I see that I'm the same as some of them, and that helped.
Yeah, there's a commonality there, right?
Yeah.
There's a commonality. There's not just there is a sense of comfort. I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. So Tony and Claire were able to lead the class and explain what a brain injury is and how that affects people's lives, and then on the caretaker side of it, we were all able to make connections to, oh, that's why he does that, or oh, my husband does this too, and build relationships that way. So it was nice, and we were the first, a pilot program for it to do via iPad. So I was able to still be at work and on my lunch break participate, which was great. And then he was at home participating as well. So, and there was another teacher as well. She was doing it on her lunch break. So we could chime in and out as we needed to. And it was great. We would come home and we had homework to do in the evenings, and just to practice and to get better and to come up with ways to overcome different obstacles that were happening at home too.
So probably in a nutshell too, I would say the BICS class, Joe, you learned what your injury, what it affected, right?
Yes.
And then for you, Natalie, it probably taught you, okay, this is why he's acting this, right? And how you understand and gave you tools, right? To, oh, okay, he's doing this because...
Yes,
right,
it was fabulous.
Very
It was an
good.
excellent class.
And then you're doing voc rehab. Are you doing that? Are you in that now, or did you go through and finish?
Yeah, I'm going through it now. They pick me up, and I go to, like, I do computer stuff, and then they'll go out and they'll I don't know what you call it, Chris.
Do on the job training.
Do on the job training, and they just they're helpful to me.
So that, yeah, and that was facilitated through NRC.
Mhm.
It's now Northwest Range Injury Center. But Wendy Waldman, right? Is she
Yep.
the one who got you connected with the voc rehab?
Yeah.
Voc rehab.
So Joe was able to take a look at his previous career, which is not a safe environment that he could be in now with his disability. And they said, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? And that's where Joe was able to say, I really want to do something with technology. So they've helped him explore. They're helping him with whatever training he needs and, you know, adaptive resources. If it's something computer related, they'll help him get those adaptations. So, you know, helping with interviewing, resume building, just kind of taking that step where he hasn't had to do that for 18, 19, 20 years.
Right.
Really helping him find that job that he loves, and they will be with him alongside for many, many months to make sure he's in the right fit. So,
But how many people get a chance, really? My husband just went through a job transition too, but to kind of do something now, okay, now I can start over a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and do something you want, that's wonderful. And then, last but not least, Mr. Stewart. So just want to talk real quick about what we do with Mr. Stewart, or how he helps you out, Joe?
Stuart helps me with my mobility. He helps me sit down, he helps me get up, and he's also there for what's it called?
like emotional connection as
Emotional.
well. I think it's really important for us to mention that RHI also helped us to get him. We went through an organization called Dogs Helping Heroes, which provides service dogs for veterans and first responders. So with Joe being a Marine, and also working in the law enforcement industry, when Joe had his stroke and was in need for having a service dog, we went through Dogs Helping Heroes, and RHI had some paperwork to fill out and some letters of recommendation to make, and they were excellent in helping us to get Stuart. And of course, with Joe coming back and doing therapies here and there, all the therapists are thrilled to see him come in the door, both of them, I think.
Well, thank you so very much. I mean, like I said, you guys have been able to take advantage of a lot of programs, and then you're still doing outpatient, or do you come to outpatient, I think you said, for some injections, so.
Yeah.
What would you say, or so far as words of inspiration or courage, or let people know, or how RHI is, obviously impacted, how do you want to let people know?
RHI is great. They've done everything for us, and
I don't know, it's changed our lives and given us hope, inspiration, changed our attitudes, and really, truly, we would not be where we are today without RHI.
Well, thank you very much. And again, we want to thank the Faudree family. And you can click below if you want to help support, especially all the programs that they've been able to take advantage have been done through the foundation. So thank you very much.